Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to Stellarjstudios, formerly known as the Rebookery channel. I am so glad you guys are here with me today, but I'm even more glad that I'm able to show up for you guys. If you have been a viewer of my YouTube channel for a long time, you know that I have gone dark for the last year, and I had to for several reasons, but the biggest one was I'm getting ready to start a new chapter in my life, and I needed to take some time to figure out what that chapter is going to be. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I am a public school teacher, and that usually I show up for YouTube and Instagram and Etsy and all of that only in the summer. And then this last summer, I didn't even show up at all. So yeah, that's the bad news. And I do apologize for leaving everybody hanging. I just had to take time to figure out what I was doing. I had to take time for me and my husband and to figure out, what our next chapter is going to look like. So I have some exciting news. I am retiring from teaching, and if you've been with me for a while, you know that that has been my dream for several years, especially since COVID. So yeah, I get to retire at the end of the school year in May 2024, and this is going to be my all-in. I am taking my art, my YouTube, my skill set, my inspiration that hopefully I give to people, and I'm going all in, and it's gonna be my full-time jam. So I am so excited. I can't even explain to you how excited I am about it. But it's gonna take a while. So I thought I would drop in a video just to let you know I am still here, and I am planning on making a huge comeback. I'm working towards it. It's baby steps. There's so much stuff I have to do and figure out and plan, and I just want it to be amazing. And my head is just exploding because I have so many ideas. So I thought I would pop in and share a process video with you. For those of you that are wondering, do I still work in journals? Absolutely. I'm all the time, every day. And when I get home from school, I plop down on the couch and I grab some stuff and I work in my journal. My journals have changed a little bit, but I still make them by myself, and they're handmade, and I just use what I have laying around. But I've made this big leap in my work, and I'm so excited to share with you guys how I did it, and hopefully inspire some of you guys that want to jump out of a journal and into some presentable artwork that you can hang, display, give to friends, possibly even sell. That's what I want to hopefully help you guys with. So this is the piece that the process video is going to be on, and this is just a piece of cardboard that in true Gina Johnson style here, it's something that was torn up and ripped. I think I got it out of a frame, a photo frame, and it was like the backing. And then I also will be making this piece in the video as well. So I'm going to be working on two pieces at once, and I'll talk to you a little bit about my process and everything. I'm not using anything fancy in this video. It is craft paints, discarded cardboard or book covers, and then I think I have some chalk pastels, but they're not anything really fancy. So yeah. So I'm so excited you guys are here. I love that you're gonna watch this video, but before you go, I'm gonna ask that you do me a favor to help me with this next endeavor. In the comments below, would you please answer 2 questions for me, and I promise I will respond to everyone. It may take me a while, but I will respond to everyone. So my 2 questions are, what do you come to my channel for? So even when it was Rebookery, now that it's Stellarjstudios, what draws you to my channel? And 2, what would you like to see more of? What are some topics or some ideas, some strategies, some skills? What is it that you would like to see me provide in my channel? Because you guys are now going to be my main priority, and so I want to make sure that I serve you best, and so I want to know what your needs are. So what do you come to my channel for? What brings you to my channel? And what would you like to see more of? And I would love it if you would answer these questions in the comments. It would help me so much. All right, guys, enjoy the process video. I will talk to you soon. So for this painting, I'm starting off with a piece that I had been playing around with. I'm just using it's a piece of board. I think I got it, it's like cardboard. I think I got it out of a frame, a picture frame. And yesterday I found these chart pack rub-on lettering. It was in the office supply section of a thrift store that I went to, and I love having these weird marks, even if I'm using the branding on the package or something rather than just the letters themselves. I feel like it adds, I don't know, just kind of a quirky little touch. So and then I love the way the lines, the black lines, look with all the curves and the circles that I have going on. So I've been playing around with this for a while. It's just not a real sturdy piece of cardboard. I think it's even been like it folded, so it's got like a big crease in it, but it's been fun to play on. And I've just been using regular old craft paints and some paint markers and just doodling on it. And then from these doodles, I kind of pulled out these bigger flowers, and I felt like I wanted to highlight those. I've been using those flowers a lot in my work lately. So I thought I would go ahead and add to this and see if I can finish this piece off. So I'm just using craft paints today. And you saw me pour out the purple, and then I have like some kind of a forest green there. And I just mixed a little bit of the forest green in with the purple just to kind of tone it down a bit. And then one of the things I love doing is using my excess paint to start another piece. So I've been using a lot of book covers because, well, when I was doing the Rebookery and making journals, I had a lot of books, and I still do. So I wanted to figure out something to do with those book covers, and so I've been using them as boards for my artwork. And I like it because, one, it's reusing the covers. 2, it is kind of makes a little bit of, I don't know, it frees up some guilt that if I mess up, it's not that big of a deal because it was just going to be a torn up book cover anyway. Because all my books that I have are thrift store books that are from garage sales and people's cast-offs. So I like using books as my substrate, book covers as my substrate, just because it just makes me feel really safe and comfortable. You saw me pulling out that white paint, and so the bottle that I had the white paint in is just a like a barbecue ketchup bottle or something. I got it at Dollar Tree, and then I filled it with, I went out in my garage and we have some ceiling paint from, I don't know how many years ago. And I thought, okay, well, it's white paint and I'm just playing, I'm just practicing. So I poured that ceiling paint into that little squirt bottle, and that's what I've been using as my white paint. And I love it. It works really well. The thing about the ceiling paint is that it gives a matte finish which I kind of like that because it really makes it easy to go over with other materials like pastels and acrylic paint, crayons, things like that. So I felt like I needed to, and this is going to sound weird, but I felt like I needed to darken the background and highlight the background, or I guess highlight the foreground, because I needed to figure out what the depth of this piece was that I'd been working on. So I'm working around the flowers. I want to keep those flowers, but I'm going to work all the spaces around it. And some of the spaces I'm going to color in with paint, and I'm going to keep the hard lines or the brush strokes. And then some of them, I'm going to make them more, I guess I always think of it as like a dreamy effect, where it's just kind of been rubbed in a little bit, and it's just kind of barely there. You can just see a whisper of it. I'm also just playing around with how the different materials I'm using some chalk pastels, how those different materials work with paint and then work with water. And then I'm also using some Caran d'Ache water soluble crayons. It's the Neo Color 2. I like both the water soluble because you can, mix it with water and it kind of creates like a little painty type of substance. But I also love the Neo Color ones because they are permanent. They are water will not mix with them. So I really like those when I want my mark to stay. I use the Neo Color 2s when I want to be able to manipulate that mark a little bit more. So now I'm just kind of pulling in some colors. I felt like I'd gotten rid of my blue, and so I needed to pull in some more blue. So this is, again, just some craft paint, and I'm really loving this blue here lately. For whatever reason, this blue and purple, just all my work has been showing up with blues and purples, like a cobalt blue, and then just a really light violet or light purple. And I'm mixing the green in because, again, I want to tone it down, but I also want to make some consistency throughout my piece. And so if you take a little bit of paint that you've already used and mix it in with whatever color you are now introducing, it kind of creates a little bit of continuity between the colors and it makes them a little more harmonious. So I'm just adding some splashes of pink here, and then I thought, okay, I need to tone the whole thing down. I could have done a couple of different things. I could have used like a acrylic glaze, but I felt like I didn't want to do that because I have a lot of chalk pastel on this, and I don't know, it would smear, and I just wasn't feeling the glaze, because the thing about the glaze is it's going to color everything the same color, and I felt like I wanted some different colors here. So I'm going to use some tissue paper, and this is the green tissue paper. This is what some fruit was wrapped in, and I collected it. It was at school. They had delivered a bunch of fruit, and the fruit, I think it was pears, they were delivered in these little tissue papers, like wrapped up in these little tissue papers. And I loved it, and so I just collected a whole bunch of them. People were giving them to me. So I'm going to use that. And when you use tissue paper and you're going to collage, if you put your medium on the bottom of the piece that you're going to collage, and then once you put it down, put the medium over top of it, it'll give it a very translucent property where some of the light will go through. So you'll still see the color, but you'll also see the stuff from below peeking through. And so that green worked perfect because it was able to tone down all of the the background around those flowers. And I also pulled some tissue paper that I'm sure I got it at Dollar Tree. It's like a pink polka dot. And so I put that on also, and it kind of brought out some little extra marks. Now, this is the second piece I'm working on. Because I like to have two pieces going at once, I've been using like my excess paint and stuff to put on that other book cover. So once this piece is done, I will then have this new one that I started and I can start working on it. So I really like working in multiple pieces. So far, I can handle about 3 pieces at once. I don't like to get any more than that because then I get sidetracked and everything else. I'm just taking the rest of that book cover, and I think it was a Snow White book, and it was actually my own Snow White book from when I was a little kid. So I made sure to save the front cover because I'll use that for something later, but the back cover was already ripped, so I didn't mind using it. But I want to use all the pieces that were part of that cover. So I took the gold off of the spine, and I tore up little pieces, and I put that at the very, very front of the flowers. Now I'm going to take the old back cover, and I've been just putting my excess paint and excess collage on it, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and start this. I know I want to use these shapes again, these flowers. They're just really something that has been showing up in my work because just the shape, the curve at the bottom, and then the wonky triangles, zigzags at the top. Sometimes I square them off. Sometimes I let them be pointy like this one. And I'm just filling in with some chalk pastel. And it's not all going to stay because it's chalk pastel. So I'll probably put something on it and keep what I can. But I'm just kind of building up that background. These things will be hidden. They'll just be kind of whispers of them once I start adding layers on top of this. I'm really into zigzags lately, so I want to enhance this zigzag, and so I'm just really kind of making it dark. You see me keep turning over the book cover, and it's because I'm trying to get all the excess chalk off of it, and then I keep blowing on it to get all that residue off. So I'm going to go back to my original one that I started, just putting in some pops of color, adding a little bit of white, because when I add the white on top of the dark, it makes the dark darker and the brights brighter. I love the blue at the top, and so I'm going to take in just a second, and I'm going to take a, I think it's more of like a periwinkle chalk pastel, and I'm going to put it down, try to bring that color down at the bottom. I also found one of my favorite chalk pastels. It's a dark, oh, there it is. There's that periwinkle. It's a dark blue, and so I was adding a little bit of shading in there. And all I'm doing is just dots, circles, lines, squiggles, and it's just really building up a bunch of shapes. I never really set out to make flowers. I just made shapes, and the shapes looked like flowers. And when you fill in all the rest of it, you can kind of see, oh, she made a flower painting, when really all I did was just make shapes paintings. So there it is. I've covered it with some gloss medium, and now I got to figure out how I'm going to frame it. Maybe for next time I'll show you what I end up and do. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.